you doing, guys? Welcome to another edition of Badminton Fundamentals. And today I want to talk to you about movement. Some of the key elements of learning how to move to become a badminton player. Right. As I've told you before in the introduction videos, there's a lot to be learned before you get on the court. And I hope you've been putting the practice and getting yourself fit, because without getting fit, you will not be able to do much. Okay. So the first thing I want you to think about when it comes to movement is that when you're playing your shots, the timing has to be accurate. Now, you will not be able to play the shot in a good timed manner if you cannot move yourself. So if you're frozen with your feet and you just try and reach out with the racket, you'll never get there in good time. Your feet is your transportation on the court. The shuttle is never stopping, so therefore your feet should never be frozen at any point. During the rally, it should never be stopped like that because you lose energy. It takes a lot more energy to move off now, and you'll never get the timing right. So keep your feet moving as much as you can. Even if it's just a tiny amount of movement like that, keep your feet moving. Obviously, you don't want to be jumping too much. You know, when you're learning to move, people tell you, take this jump and then move out. Yeah, this jump is good for the practice so that you teach yourself that you must move first. This is the first jump, readiness, and then move out to wherever. So for the practice, yes, do this so that you actually strengthen the muscles, the Achilles and the calf muscles, so that you actually learn to spring. It's just on the feet. Say you're not bending down too much, you're just using your feet to move up. Okay? So when you're moving around, you must keep your feet moving when you're on the court. Now, your lower body must move independent to your upper body. So some of the exercises you should be able to do is to teach yourself how do you do things without thinking about both doing the same sort of thing. So sometimes I've seen people play the net shots and they go in and just go in with a thump. They haven't got the timing right, so they haven't really thought about that they've got to move and the shot is played at different times. So it's just their mind cannot pick up the idea of the timing, how they actually do those things. If you practice enough, you will teach yourself to move independently. So if you keep your racket up and just do this sort of thing, okay? That's one way of teaching your body to rotate your racket and move your feet independently. So you could be doing that sort of thing, and then you could be doing that sort of thing with your feet, all sorts of funny things. Do whatever. Now, one of the key things that people fail on is bringing the right knee up. So if you're a right-handed player, most of your shots will require your right knee to come up, okay? So when you're going to the back, your right knee must come up before you go back, and then when you play the shot, your right knee comes up before you play the shot and land afterwards. How do you help yourself with that? How do you tell your mind that your knee comes up? So here's a little practice that I like people to do so that they can actually teach themselves to bring the knee up, okay? So if you move to the left or the right, so let's take a little tiny step so you get yourself ready. This is the readiness movement. So if you're having to take off while you're frozen, this must happen. That's something like this must happen. That's the first step, readiness. Then you take yourself out. So back to the question of bringing the knee up. So take a step to your left knee. Take a step to your right left knee. Because this time, unfortunately, I haven't told you, it's not the right knee all the time. The knee acts as a counterbalance sometimes. So if you're moving out to your right side, you do have to bring your left knee up. Okay? Especially when you're playing doubles. So teach yourself, one step out, right knee, back. One step out, left knee, back. Do not land the knee first. So do not land the foot first. So bring your knee up, don't do that, and then hit it. Teach yourself to keep that knee up, then land. Step out, hit it, then land. Step out, hit it, land. Okay, so here's some without me talking. Okay. Another very important thing, if you're right-handed, your right foot must always follow the direction of where your racket is going. So let's say you're playing a shot from the forehand corner. You'd step, push out, racket up, your right foot goes out. If it's in front of you, step, racket up, right foot goes up. Okay? Now I'm not doing this perfectly for the shot, But I'm just trying to tell you that your right foot must stay with where the racket is going. Okay? So you do not do this. If you do that sort of thing, you'll never learn how to move. So teach yourself. Take your right foot with your right hand. If you're left-handed, take your left foot with your left hand. Okay? Now, the steps, the fast steps. You don't need a racket, you don't need a court for this sort of thing. Here's a little exercise I developed on how to actually help yourself on moving forwards, moving sideways, or moving backwards. So, be on the spot, do a tiny step. So let's say we're going forward. On the spot, tiny step. Second step, if you want to move forward and you're right-handed, you need your right foot to be slightly behind at that point before you get there. So, I'm going to go forward. So, 1, 2, and then 3. So let's do that again. 1, 2, and then 3. Notice how the 1, 2 gets faster as I develop, as I learn how to do this movement. 1, 2, 3. Yeah? You don't just do, that is not very good. You need to be able to learn, just push out, because you need the right foot behind before you push out. So to teach yourself how to do that, you need to do 1, 2, and then out. That's the third. Similarly, when you're going backwards, you have to now have your right foot in front before you push out. So 1, 2, and then backwards. Okay? Initial takeoff is always very important. And that's the part I want you to think about. There are plenty of drills out there that you can do to move around the court. So for instance, if you're just pushing out, here it is. Yeah, just pushing out. You can do all sorts of things to teach yourself. But, did you see that initial movement? Not many people can pick that up unless they actually practice it. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Backwards again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Notice that I've brought my knee up because I'm trying to go far, way behind. So 1, 2, and then I just jumped backwards. All right. Here are a few more things I want to show you. When you're moving forward, so when you're playing the shot, you always finish off with a tiny lunge. So you just step out and lunge. With a lunge, you should never be landing flat. You should never be keeping your knee bent and then landing whilst you're still bent. Reach with your foot out, with a toe facing the ceiling. So by the time you land, it is your heel that lands and touches the floor. So here it is. Just land. Learn to do that sort of thing. Drag your hind foot, like so. Don't hold it back. So when you're trying to go forward, don't hold it back, because you will not be very efficient. Drag your hind foot, and by the time you land with your right foot, don't let that knee go beyond your alignment. So do not let your knee go that much. That's too much. If you did that, it means you landed too short, and you're trying to go beyond where you landed. So go beyond, and then you might land, you might keep your knee slightly shorter on the alignment, which is better than going too far. Very important stuff. So teach yourself, step, step, lunge out. Step, step, lunge out. We've done that already, so 1, 2, lunge out. Do a lot of that. And make sure you let that hind foot drag. Give yourself plenty of practice with that one. I'll fit in one more thing for you. When you're going backwards, so I told you about the knee. So again, most of the movements, by the way, are 3 steps. Learn the 3-step movement. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to learn how to go backwards and play a smash or a clear. So here it is again. So here we go. So 1, 2, 3, play a smash. By the time you play that shot, bring your right foot back. So it's a cross swap and then just come back. So here it is. 1, 2, jump back. And then come back. Now once you've learned how to do all that, you can just carry on. So 1, 2, 3, smash. There it is. 1, 2, 3, smash. So 1, 2, 3, smash. All right. Now putting a lot of practice, there's a lot of exercise required. You know, you need to develop a lot of muscles, thigh muscles, calf muscles, and do a lot of skipping. Obviously, I'm not going to show you all of that. You can find your own way around all of that. I'm just trying to teach you to think about the certain important fundamental elements of how you do the movement. Yeah? I told you about the foot. When you're landing, always land with the heel. Make sure it's straight out, not bent down and just drop it. Straight out, let it come down naturally and on the heel and just not go too far. I've told you all of that. Okay, so do the exercise that you need to develop your muscles, stay fit, and hopefully you can move around the court with 2, 3 steps from every direction. 3 is generally acceptable from any angle. 3 lunges back, 3 lunges forward. But if you find yourself doing more, it doesn't matter. Shorter people obviously require more, but you must make sure you finish with your racket foot. So if you're right-handed, it's the right foot. If you're left-handed, it's the left foot that goes with the racket. I hope you've learned something from that and you put in the practice. If you've got any questions, please feel free to post. And I'll put in the links for all my other videos. Thank you for watching.